So today's video is going to be a funny one. The discussion between Piers Morgan and Dan Bilzerian has really gone far and wide, with over 2 million views and 41,000 comments. Subhanallah. So we will be reacting to the reactions of the people. As they say, the people have the final say regardless. Before we start, this is a quick disclaimer. This video is not made to promote the H word or demonize any particular group of people. Rather, it is made to shed light on the truth the people already know. I'm a Muslim and I understand a lot of people think Islam teaches hate. So this video will definitely be geared towards hating on people that don't deserve it. This is what a lot of people were thinking. However, how can that be the case when Islam is the only religion that allows you to marry from the Jews and the Christian? How can a hating religion allow you to raise a family with non-Muslims? The Jews and Christians don't even allow that. According to the canon of the Egyptian Orthodox Coptic Church published in 1938, Article 6 states that difference in religion is an impediment to marriage. It even gets worse in Christianity as denominations cannot intermarry. For example, a Catholic man cannot marry a Protestant woman and vice versa. Whoever does that is punished by the church. So be rest assured you will hear nothing but the truth, except if the truth is now synonymous to hate. If you're still here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video, and if you want to go above and beyond, you can donate to support the channel. Link will be in the description.
You do?
I don't like a religion that says that they're better than other people. And what's that?
Well, you do. You obviously do. It's blatant. No one watching this will draw any other conclusion. Bruh. I'm staggered about how brazen you've been.
So let's go to the comments. Let's go to the comments section. This one said, 41,000 comments, still can't find one that agrees with Piers. Of course, you can scroll and scroll and scroll. You won't see one that agrees with this man. Piers. This one said, I'm convinced that Piers Morgan's memory actually resets every interview. You know, one can argue that. This one said, I find it incredibly ironic that the host of a show called Uncensored is constantly throwing hissy fits over people actively engaging in the premise of the show. Of course, if the show is named Uncensored, so it could attract a lot of people to come see, watch, and witness the truth. How funny it is that this man claims to be neutral and always proves himself the opposite of what he claims. For example, look at his response to this guy that tweeted, I'm sick of Piers Morgan having disgusting non-proven shitbag Jew haters on his show, and afterwards saying, I don't agree, or do you know what you're saying? That Jewish people, please unfollow this scumbag. So in response, Piers said, free speech is supposed to be uncomfortable, but then this has proven to be a lie because Piers Morgan actively rebukes what is known to be true. And in fact, if you insist on that, he begins to call you names. And this is the thing. Despite Piers Morgan calling Dan Bilzerian names, these guys, the J's, still think Piers Morgan did a bad job. Wallahi, these guys are not happy that they've been exposed for who they really are. Secondly, I do not think Piers Morgan in his wildest imagination think his interview with Dan Bilzerian will turn out this way, which led me to this comment by this guy. Piers Morgan shocked that a man won't be bullied and threatened into silence. Do you even comprehend how this interview is going to play out when it airs? This is what Piers Morgan said, as if the reactions of people were more important than the truth. You see, it's quite funny how Piers Morgan would think that he would threaten this man with this saying. Do you even comprehend how this interview is going to play out when it airs? It's funny. And this one said, before it got removed, the top comment stated, they will call you an anti-Semite, but never a liar. You see, in the whole interview, Piers never denied a fact stated by Dan. He never denied a fact, but then he kept calling him names, names upon names. This one said, this is the difference between being funded by someone else versus being financially independent. This is why it is important for you to be financially independent, because you would be able to speak the truth to anyone regardless, without being scared, without being silenced. It is important for you to be financially free. This one said, it seems Morgan is the official spokesperson of Israel. And this is what it has proven to be over the year. This one said, the fact Piers Morgan Erdogan's response to the list of Israel's terrorist attacks is, well, they weren't done on a single day, is mind-blowing. And really, it's pathetic someone would make such a statement. It wasn't done in a day. It's mind-blowing. This one said, Dan absolutely smashed Piers moron, left him speechless. Dan needs a Nobel Peace Prize. This one said, Dan Bilzerian, you have just made millions of new fans. When people can have no fear to speak the truth without worrying about being caught or slashed from society or work, that's when society will start waking up. This is a step in the right direction. Thanks, Dan. This one said, only 33 minutes long. I thought this was meant to be uncensored. This one said, gotta give Dan credit. It takes a ton of courage to go on a mainstream platform and say these things. Of course, it takes a lot of courage. This one said, the only conclusion we made is that Piers is a soulless fool pretending to be wise. At the end of the day, if you think about this, this is nothing but true. This man keeps claiming he's neutral, but keeps defending what is not defendable.
There's 2 billion Muslims, but everybody wants to, promote this anti-Muslim, this hatred for Muslim, like they're all, these terrorists. And I think the Israelis are the terrorists. I think they are the ones perpetuating the big acts of terrorism. And, nobody wants to talk about that.
Again, very true. Muslims are the biggest victims when it comes to media hate. All vile and untrue statements about Islam is allowed and deemed to be freedom of speech. No one call it for what it is, Islamophobia, or at the very least bat an eye when these things are said. Go watch how Piers reacted when the so-called son of Hamas leader said nasty things about Islam and Muslims. He once tweeted.
You tweeted on Friday something that many people found incendiary. You said, never trust anyone who identifies as a Muslim. They may appear as a harmless sheep when they are alone, but when they're in a pack, they will begin to show their tusks. I have zero respect for any individual who identifies as a Muslim, and I may consider the use of force when it comes to Islamists. What did you mean by that? Many people have said, well, why would you say that about, over 1 billion people?
You saw how Piers responded saying, what do you mean by that? Instead of calling him Islamophobic Muslim hater, or at the very least say, you sound Islamophobic, just as he did called Dan Bilzerian every other minute.
See, I'm sorry, but I just find that unbelievably offensive, and I'm not even Jewish. It sounds to me, Dan, like you do actually hate Jewish people.
No, I believe that Jewish supremacy is the greatest threat to the world today.
Right, do you accept, Dan, that you are just blatantly anti-Semitic?
Look, I have an issue with that term. I mean, I think the real Semites are the Palestinians.
You are just a brazen anti-Semite, aren't you? I'm honestly gobsmacked, world. That is the purest personification of anti-Semitism right there. I'm honestly gobsmacked. You sound like a Nazi.
At the end of the day, people showed support for Dan, even though he wasn't expecting that. And on the contrary, people exposed Piers for who he really is. The hypocrisy and double standard is now obvious for everyone to see. I remain your brother Abdul. Catch you in the next one.
And what do you say to Jewish people who may watch this and be utterly horrified by what they're hearing?
They can be horrified. I mean, I was horrified to find that they mass murdered Christians. I was horrified to learn the things that they teach in the Talmud. I was horrified that they think that Jesus is burning in shit in hell. I was horrified that they think that the Virgin Mary is a whore. I was horrified to learn that they think it's okay to steal from Gentiles. I was horrified to hear that there's, 2 sets of justice. I was horrified to find out that they think it's okay to, gang rape Palestinian prisoners. I was horrified about all those things. I'm horrified that we're funding a genocide right now. So they can be horrified.